Hello.
How are you doing, Tamika?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good, good. Thank you again for joining us tonight. We were rushing back. We had to go for a photo shoot in downtown Charleston, and so we were running back. We were running
Uh-huh.
back, but I appreciate you so much for coming on. Just to share about your business and share about the exciting projects that you have going on with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. And so I'm just going to start off. So we have Miss Tomeka Robinson of 810 Studio. She has an amazing business where she gives back to the community on a regular basis. And one of our missions at Gullah Business of Charleston is to showcase Black-owned businesses that give back to their community, and also to the ones not only that give back and support, but also to just promote their businesses. So 810 Studios. She has a production. She's a producer. Number one, she's a producer. She also has a photography studio. She has a store. And on top of that, when I'm talking about somebody that's going to go for you hard and promote your businesses, Miss Robinson is you want to come to. And so I can't say like too much about her because this is the one go-to person that I really do. I love to bits and pieces. She has an exciting project that she has coming up, and we are excited to go ahead and talk about it. So my first question is this, Miss Tameka Robinson, what inspired you to go ahead and start this venture of branching out, being an entrepreneur?
Okay, so first of all, I want to say thank you, Tiffany, and your partner for inviting me to be on with you tonight. So it is an honor. I am normally behind the camera and not in front of it.
No, that's why I'm so excited I was able to get you. Like,
So
you're a
that's
thinker.
new for me. But for those of you that don't know me, as Tiffany stated, my name is Tomeka Robinson. I am the owner of 810 Studios, and a couple of years ago, and I want to say I think it was like 8 years ago, I started out as a radio DJ. With WCLN in Clinton, North Carolina, with Michael Boykin. And I learned how to be on the radio. I learned how to be, in the entertainment industry. And I did not realize that that was something that I was passionate about and that I love because I always have been working with the community. So your question was, well, how did I decide to start this business? Well, after I left WCLN and Michael Boykin, I decided to start my own radio company. Well, internet radio business. So I got into internet radio, and then I got married at the time. And we had some podcasts and we were doing some work. And the local television station, I'm not going to name the name, but, but they're local to Clinton, they had a studio. And so at the time, we were in our house. And so we called, we wanted to use the studio, and it was just a lot of things going on. And I said, one day, God, I said, if I ever get any money, if I ever get an opportunity, I'm going to start a studio that is open to the community for all content creators, no matter what kind of content it is, as long as it's, legal, something positive. I wanted to provide that to the community. So we started 810 Studios. We're going on our third year now, going strong. The studio is kind of taking on its own, shape, style. And it's available and it's being utilized heavily. We have 7 podcasts in rotation. We have 3 more coming on. So it's a busy time in this, in the world over here at 810.
Oh my goodness. And I'm so happy for you. So Tamika does it. She's very humble, very modest about all her accomplishments and what God has done for her. And just this world of entrepreneurship. But what I mean, I have not met someone who is well deserving of everything that they're getting. Tamika, I'm just so happy. I'm just so proud of you. I really am. Um, So I met Tamika at a vision board party probably like 2 years ago. And ever since then, she's blessed me so much. So getting to the community aspect of it, Tamika uses her studio to bring in people that help serve the community to tell about different things that they're doing. And so she uses it as a platform to branch them out and to expose them to other facets. And so this leads me to something I'm so excited that she pretty much told me about. Is her project is coming up. So can you please share with everybody what you're doing like this summer? What
Well,
you're
I
gonna
think you're excited. I think you're excited. Everybody's excited. You know, I think I'm in a place where, I'm living my wildest dreams. I'm helping. I hope I'm helping other people, live their wildest dream because, a lot of folks who start podcasts, you never know where it's going to take you. You never know, just putting yourself out there, what's going to happen. And I had a vision. Kathy Hughes is someone that I look up to. Like I want to emulate Kathy Hughes, like on every level. And so she started out with the one radio station. I remember her talking about sleeping in her her station. And I haven't had to sleep in here, but I've been in here late, at night working. And it's paying off. So Tiffany is actually referring to the expansion of 18 Studios. So we are a global network. For the listeners that are new to us, we started out in radio. So we have 2 internet radio stations, Soul Compass Radio, and then Dead It's Hip Hop, which is, for R&B, hip hop, rap. So we evolved from the radio stations to TV. So we also have an Amazon station and a Roku station. So all of our, shows are available via those apps. But it was always my dream to continue to expand. And so I began the process last year, but we have officially signed our contract with Fox 50, which is in North Carolina. So it covers the Central Piedmont. And then we also signed our contract with Fox Augusta, which is Fox 54. So we're expanding to those networks. North Carolina will be a morning show from 5 a.m. to 5:30. Which is cool. I mean, we're right between the news and and Straight No Chase, which is out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And then we're in the overnight time for Augusta. So we'll be able to do, more, I say edgier stuff, more music based, more popular, type of topics overnight. So yes, we are expanding. We're super excited. But before we even expanded to TV, we have also expanded to other radio networks. So we're with CSP Radio Network out of Maryland, DC, Virginia. And then we're working on expanding into Texas at the moment. So it has taken on a life of its own, and I remember, Tiffany, when we met, this was the idea. It wasn't anything that, that I actually had on paper, and that I actually was, trying to push. So the vision board party kind of pushed me in that direction of, making it, a real thing. And so here we are, and it's just growing by leaps and bounds, and I can't be more excited.
I'm so happy and so excited for you. I was telling my mom, I said, Mom, I was like, Tamika is doing this. I was like, and my mom was like, I knew it. Like, you have our full support. You have our full support. So
Yeah.
Tamika, this is my cousin, my business partner, Miss Nicole Pringle.
Hi, Nicole. How are you?
I cannot see the other end.
Yeah.
So,
Our phone was trying, like, it's trying to do, technical glitches.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I can't see anything.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear about all the wonderful things you got going on. I know Tiffany was telling me all this stuff. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because we know a little bit about, like, well, we've heard a little bit about the struggles of being like a Black woman in radio.
Mhm.
We had someone on not too long ago, Chris Kalen, who's here in South Carolina. She was telling us how, how hard it could be of a woman of color, in radio and
Mhm.
stuff like that, and how you have to evolve and expand. And so what you're doing and how you've taken that platform and you have expanded to podcasting and stuff like that, that's amazing. That's amazing. But I know Nikki has some questions for you too, because when I was telling her about it, she jotted some of that stuff down too. So we promise you ain't gonna be in the hot seat.
It's fine.
A little background about you. So you do a lot of things in your studio. We didn't go over that, right?
So not quite
'Cause
yet.
I heard you do photography. Like you have your studio, but you do a lot of other things as well.
Yes. Okay. So it's a multi-purpose studio, which means that it can be, rearranged for any need. And so anyone can come in and rent the studio. If you're doing a podcast, we have equipment. If you are a musician, you need to record music. We have the recording booth and the equipment that is available, including Logic Pro and Fruity Loops. So people, beat makers come here, music producers, musicians. We also have it open for photography. So if a photographer is freelance and they need a quick location to do a shoot, they can rent the studio independently, do their shoot here. We have backdrops, available to them. We also do pre-recorded and live video production, which means that, if you have a show. So I've got some people that have shot pilots a year, just different things that they've come up with, whether it's their content for their TikToks or whatever. My favorite one was the true crime story. So it
Wow.
had two young ladies who did a show about the different crimes that have happened in the investigation process, and I really enjoyed them. So I'll get different people from different walks of life, that come here, and I'm just grateful to be able to offer them a space. So we do that independently, so you can come in at will. But then we do have some folks who are actually signed to the studio. So all of their production happens here. We edit their footage, and we actually push that out across the network and our sister networks. So I'm getting a lot of inquiries for different things. We also cover red carpet events. So we do local red carpet events. So any kind of award show, you want that, BET Grammy feel, give us a call. We do the live production, which means you get host and you also get show coverage simultaneously. It's broadcast on our network. We do documentaries. So, we have contracts right now to shoot 3. So it's just, I don't know. It's a lot going on, but it's really fun. And I'm excited with the expansion of 810 and what it's able to do.
I'm excited for you. So the other thing too, because we always ask this question. But I prepared you though too, because I know you got this, because this is like your passion. What would be 3 words to pretty much describe your business or 18 studios? And why would you choose them?
3 words. I like fun, unique, and global. So we have fun here. There's no topic that's off limits that we can cover. There's no activity or project that's off limits. We're super unique, that we give everybody a chance. Okay, if you have a voice, if you have a show, if you have anything you're trying to produce and you need assistance, we're going to help you map that out. And we're going to make sure that you are targeting the right audience, who you want to be in front of. Because not every show is for everybody, but that doesn't mean that, we don't want to have our chance to produce it. So we have some content, that some folks are like, I can't believe you play that. I said, well, what about HBO? You can't believe they play they play it. So, we have in uniqueness. It's just the type of shows that we allow to be on our network and how we support them. And when I say global, that's the last word. um, you know, you start here and we are broadcasting to the world. We have viewers from Germany, Brazil, we have listeners, Australia. When I look at the analytics, I just get so excited at, who we're touching. So I've always believed, in a small town, there's so much talent here. And the reason why I feel that way is because I travel a lot. So, I'm very blessed to be able to travel around the world to see, different, situations that are going on, different events. And I said, why is it that we can't do it right here in Clinton, North Carolina? I mean, what makes us so different? So it's always been my mission to take whatever I've seen out in the world and bring it back to my hometown so that young people and even adults, they realize that, hey, it's not that far-fetched for me to make it to the BET red carpet. It's not that far-fetched for me to make it to the Stellar Awards or to have my music or my podcast heard, and so I am happy that I'm able to offer a platform, for even our local, folks to have access to global audiences. So that makes me excited.
One thing, we gotta turn this camera.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I can't see
There you go.
Are we on?
There they go. See?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know what it was doing.
It's fine.
It was like glitching a little bit, but
And my sister taught me something. My sister is a dance teacher in New York City, and she owns her own dance company as well.
Oh, that's nice.
that is.
And her kids have done amazing things. And one of the things that she taught them was no matter what is going on dancing. So, that's just a nugget I want to leave with anyone. Even through technical difficulties, we just keep going.
Keep going.
Still keep going. Still keep going because I'm so excited to have you all and a major part of I'm so excited. I was taking over the interview. That's why I was like,
No, answered. I'm like,
okay.
I don't even have any more because all the questions were answered.
I'm sorry.
It'll be my song too. Everybody said, "Oh, she doesn't say anything." I'm like, that's okay though.
Look, it's like that's what you did.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But you answered all three questions. Your three words. What we have?
Yeah, it was global, unique, and fun.
Mm-hmm.
We have different words. I'm always like mesmerized when people have different ones. I'm like,
Because someone always throw in one. We had a couple people say unique, but it's always something different.
Yeah,
it's always in the reasons why. Because we know like everyone's ingrained in their business. It's like your passion. If it's your passion, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna know what it is. And so everybody has a different perspective of it. But another thing too, I know for sure I want to highlight on this is because the fact you're expanding everything to Fox for North Carolina and for Augusta, Georgia. How would well, let me put it like this. How would anybody that watches this be able to contact you? And if they were interested in promoting their businesses, how would they be able to do that?
Okay, so we have a very unique situation. Our main goal, of course, is to have advertisers, on our show. That's great. It's more like sponsorship. But we've been given an opportunity to purchase blocks of time during the week, Monday through Friday, from 4 to 8 p.m. during prime time. So we can actually purchase blocks of time. And when I say that, I mean, 10, 15-second spots, 10, 30-second spots at, a rate that's affordable for everyone. So if someone would like to advertise with us, we're going to stack the deck on those blocks so that your ad is running during, Family Feud, any of the shows, the news. I mean, there's different, situations that are going on for each Fox 50 and Fox, 54. So they have different shows. I do know Jay Hood is on one. So it all depends on what's airing between the hours of 4 and 8, but we're able to purchase that time. So that's what we're looking to sell, as far as getting everyone, in a community, giving them the opportunity to advertise with the big dogs, basically, because you see all the car, dealerships and whatnot during that time. Well, now we'll have space there and it's available for purchase.
That is really good.
Yeah. And that was the main reason why I'm so excited she came on, because we know so many people that have these prospering businesses. Because again, what she just noted is that Clinton is a small town, but they have so much talent. And just like anybody that stays in a small town, you have that local talent. And sometimes it's hard to figure out how you could promote yourself using your resources. You remember how Chris Pay was talking about you go across, and sometimes networking across.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think you start from the top, which you can do, and it's great that you do that. But sometimes you have it right there, and you have to utilize everything.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that's looking at their own, they need to really pass this on that Miss Tomeka Robinson of 810 Studios. Y'all need to follow her. Y'all need to contact her. So you can
got a business. That's a great time.
That's a great time, especially J Hub.
Yeah, just
a lot of people are tuned in, during that time. And let me say this, because it actually, when we talk about, marketing yourself, and branding yourself, it's great. Yes, you want to have opportunities to advertise, on the network, the big networks. But one of the things that my 810 Studios family has taught me, and when I say that, I mean, all of my show hosts. So if you're not familiar, with some of our shows, we have From My Pen, which is for authors, with Miss Dorcas Beatty. We have Broke Axe podcast, is AXX. They come on Mondays, and that little nucleus of a group, they are so supportive. And so what we do is, we build from the inside out. So all of our marketing starts across the board, with each of the members that are podcast hosts, with 810 Studios. And from there, we support one another. So we're on each other's shows. We're advertising others, the shows, at the end of every other podcast. That way we keep building the network, keep getting out there. And so the advertising that you do, on the higher level, that's great. That's just going to help you reach more people. But your real foundation, your real support, it comes from your family. So, you got to, work together. And sometimes that advertising is not about dollars exchanging hands. It's about time. It's about presence. It's about someone, showing their support for you. That's really, if a business owner really wants to push their business, push their brand, you're only as strong as your family that's behind you. So if you're going to start promoting anything, start there first. And then you give us a call. Like once you want to put the icing on the cake, we're more than happy to help you do that. But, I always like to say that because they've taught me so much here, those groups, Miss Brenda, your mom, Tiffany,
Yeah.
your mom was, let me tell you, that lady is a walking billboard. She is a walking billboard of support. And anywhere she goes, Miss Brenda Reddick, she is going to shout you out. She's going to, get up there on social media, and she's going to let people know, who she's associated with. And she was a blessing. She was our first podcaster to come on with Parenting Matters. And today, we're continuing to build. But if you want to talk about marketing, that's the first place you start, is with your family. So family and friends.
Yes. Yes. Just like she said, you're gonna know everybody.
Yeah. That's my favorite aunt, by the way. Well, I shouldn't have said it. Nobody else knows that. Just whoever sees it later.
All right.
Yes, she's amazing. And I think that it just took me kind of being, being adopted into these other families for me to understand what it looks like, what that support looks like. So I try to pass that on to others.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Once again, how can anybody reach you?
Okay, so number one, you can always go to our website. It's www.810studios.com. And those are the numbers, 810studios.com. We have a business line. It's 910-336-4483. You can also email us at info@810studios.com. So you notice that everything is 810 Studios. And of course, we're on all social media, so you can inbox us and, we'll get right back to you.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. And anytime you got a project or anything you want to promote, please come back.
Well, I really, really enjoyed you guys. Thank you for having me on. And if there's anything that I can help you all do, simply give me a shout and I'll be right there.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. And make sure to really check out 810 Studios. So she's on YouTube. So check her out. She has a YouTube channel. She has all her podcast stuff there, all her content. Check it out. There's something up there for everyone. From everything from spirituals to just like, okay. Then you have your podcast like Broke Ass, which they talk about everything.
When I'm
everybody.
When I'm editing that show, sometimes I'm just like, I just want to fall off the chair because it's so funny. So I always tell people to hold on to your seat when you watch that show. But one of my favorite shows as well, and I just want to give them, was all of my favorite, but one of my favorite ones that I want to give them a plug is going to be The Way of the Cross Ministries out of Raleigh. The reason why I say that is because he gives it to you straight. No, he just gives it to you straight. He tells you about the Bible. He tells you how it's going to affect your life. He tells you, what you need to do in order to live a good, fulfilling life. And so if I can leave anybody with that message, is to chase Christ. He will be the one to help lead you and guide you. When you don't feel like you have anything left, no way to go, he's going to give you direction. And so those of you that might be struggling today and, you don't know Christ, that's an invitation to get to know him. So check out The Way of the Cross Ministries, and then all the other shows that we have are just going to come right on in and help, build a foundation. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing all the upcoming projects that you have and all the work that you're doing. I look forward to seeing more of it. Please do not hesitate as soon as you have anything that's coming up to reach out to us. Okay. We would love to share it. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you again. Thank you everybody for watching, and good night.
Good night, everybody.